Hey loves, and welcome to my channel. Today, as you see from the title, we are going to be doing some aquarium nails, and this is my first time attempting it. I thought it came out awesome, but just keep on watching the full video to see a step-by-step on how I achieved it. So these are the acrylics that I'm using: Nude Panther, Blow Me Away, and this gorgeous blue glitter, along with clear acrylic from Not Polish. I just wanted to have everything out for when I start doing it, because I was getting a little bit overwhelmed with what do I need, what do I have to do. So I am sculpting them out, and I'm using the Not Polish nail forms and their acrylic brush as well. So I am showing you a little bit of how I prep my nail forms before applying them onto the nail. And I basically take off that little tab, stick it onto the back so there's a flatter surface. That way it kind of opens up evenly. And I am going to be using Crafts by 9 3XL square no C-curve tips for the actual aquarium effect that we're going to be doing. So I'm grabbing my 𝘊𝘆𝘆𝘆 practice finger, my 𝘊𝘆𝘆𝘆 nail tips to go into the nail, and then I'm applying my nail form, making sure that it's secure. I was a little bit nervous, you guys, doing this set because, like I said, I've never done it before. I have only seen maybe a handful of videos, but I've never really studied how to do it. So this is basically based off what I remember seeing and just hoping that it came out good. So what I am doing is I'm applying a pretty thin base of the nail. I'm sculpting it out in the shape that I want it, the length that I want, with clear acrylic. And I'm not too focused on the bubbles. I really am just focused on the length right now, because you're not going to be able to see them right now. Of course, work with wetter beads if you don't want any bubbles. This clear is absolutely amazing, but I was a little bit scared with my liquid to powder ratio for this. So I was kind of in the medium bead. I wasn't doing it too runny, and I also wasn't doing it too dry. But at the same time, I was just a little bit freaked out doing this nail set, to be honest. So this is the length that I want. I am going for a longer nail because I obviously want to show the effect of the water at the end. So I am doing it all the way to almost the last square on the nail forms. All the nail forms have numbers on the side, so you are able to see what length you want, and obviously do them all the same. You don't have to keep looking. You just got to remember what number you have it at. And then I like to go a little bit longer. I would suggest you going a little bit longer from that number, because you are probably going to go in and file the end of the nail tip anyway. So then after that really thin clear bead, I went in with my Candy Coated Collection acrylic, which is Blow Me Away. I absolutely love this acrylic, and it's perfect for the water effect. And so I did a thin bead of that just to show that it is blue but not super bright, because you can work this color up. If you apply more beads, it'll get darker, but I didn't want it to be that dark, so I was only focusing on doing one bead. And I also didn't want the nail to get too thick with too much product. So yeah, I could have, I guess, done the blue acrylic on its own without the clear, but I guess I didn't really think of that. I just went with this. But yeah, this is already kind of a clear color anyway, so I could have done that, but I didn't. So we are going to be building up the nail, the entire nail, with this candy coated color. And I'm doing the entire nail because I want it to be shown at the bottom, and I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted the ombre to start. So just to be sure, I applied the blue to the entire nail. I absolutely love how this looks. It already gives you that ocean feel, that ocean color, and so it is just absolutely perfect for this nail set. And I want to apply the blue flakes as kind of an ombre, but more focused on where I know the aquarium part is going to be. So I applied another really thin coat of, or bead of, clear acrylic and sticking on my flakes because it doesn't have any acrylic in that container. So it's not a glitter acrylic, it's just like glitter flakes. So I need a base or something at the bottom sticky that they will stick to. So that's why I applied a really, really thin coat or bead of clear acrylic. So here is the hard part, you guys, and here is the part where I kind of messed up. I grabbed my 3XL square no secret tips and I cut off the bottom, the top, but at the same time, I should have done it so much smaller because it forced me to make such a thick apex that if I would have cut it down a few centimeters, like right where I put that clear acrylic right now, if I would have just cut it down to there and started it off from there, it would have been so much better and so much nicer, because you can already see that little dip where I'm gonna have to apply acrylic to cover it up, and there's already an apex as it is, but having to do it to cover that, I'm gonna have to make an even bigger apex or a higher apex. So that was the only thing I would do differently. Oh, and there's another thing, but I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, that's like I should have seen it and seen how thick it was and how long it was, to where I should have just cut it, but I didn't. I left it. So I applied the square tips when the acrylic underneath was still kind of wet, so I kind of pushed it down a little bit so it was stuck on there, and I lifted up the top because you want to give it enough space to where the water is going to flow and the things that you're going to put inside your nail is going to flow right. That is the second part that I messed up on. The bottom to where the tip is, it was too narrow, it was too skinny, so it didn't, like, there wasn't enough room for the oil that I put in to actually move around. So there was only a limited amount of space where the oil was moving around, and you'll see that at the very end. It still looks really cool, but it just wasn't like amazing. Like, it wasn't what I was picturing in my head. So I applied the Kiara Sky Cuticle Oil, just a few drops in there. And then I'm putting in a few things. So I grabbed like random Crafts by 9 nail charms. I think I got a butterfly and a star, and then that like hibiscus flower just to kind of make it pop. But other than that, it really wasn't thick enough, the space, to where I could put a lot of things in there, or else they were just going to get too clumped together. So I had to stick with those 3 things and just move on. And then to close it up, I'm using another bead of clear acrylic just to seal it. And I'm using like a little bit more of a drier bead than I was, just to cap it off. And then I am going in with the Nude Panther to create an ombre. And this was actually kind of hard, you guys, because of the height difference from where the cuticle area is and where the aquarium nail started. So it's very, very hard to blend. I had to go in with a few beads, and I was getting a little bit frustrated because I didn't want the aquarium part to get covered. The part that was getting covered was basically the nicest part of the aquarium nail, to where the actual effect was showing. So I didn't want that to get covered at all. I think I went in with like 3 or 4 of the Nude Panther beads because I needed to just cover it really well to where you couldn't see the indent. But then also focusing on the fact that the apex was going to be humongous. So I just had to like, worry about all these things all at once. And these things happen, you guys. Like I said, this is like my first time doing it, but I want to tell you guys what I did wrong, what you guys shouldn't do, and what you guys can do differently in order to like achieve a nail set that you're happy with. So just don't make like the same mistakes I did, and I'm glad that I get to show them to you guys so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So I am cleaning it up as much as I can to create like an ombre. And then I was getting so frustrated because I knew that if I kept adding Nude Panther, yes, it was going to cover it eventually, but the apex was just going to be too big or too high for me. So what I decided to do is apply the blue flakes kind of like randomly where the ombre was showing too much. And I applied a thin layer of clear to just encapsulate that. And I'm going to show you the size so you guys see what I'm talking about, because that apex was high, you guys. And I'm not used to really high apexes. It wasn't like horrible. It wasn't like the highest I've ever seen, but it was just too high for my liking. So what I'm gonna do is, once it's completely dry and ready, I'm gonna take off the nail form, and look at that apex, you guys. I'm gonna go in with my hand file and of course shape, because we did do a lot of like side work on the side with the clear acrylic, so it could be a little bit chunky. So we just want to focus on that on the sides with my 80/80 hand file, and then make sure that it's the shape that I want on the sides. And then after that, I'm gonna go in with my 𝘊𝘰𝘠𝘗 file, mandrel bit, and my Crafts by 9 pink sanding bands. I'm gonna go at a faster speed than usual because of how much I know that I'm gonna have to file. So I am using it at 7,000 RPMs. And of course, if you're doing this on a client, you need to work faster. You need to move your bit a lot because you do not want it to burn your client, especially at going at a higher RPM. So I'm going to seal the cuticle area. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to focus on the apex as much as I can, but also trying not to take off any of that the flakes that are basically at the top. So you just have to really focus on your nail, know what you're working with, and kind of just visually see it every few seconds from the side or whatever, to make sure that you are not lifting any of the actual final product that you want to see. Because once you start going and drilling into your gold or your flakes, like, it's gonna come off and then it's gonna show what's underneath. So we don't want that. We just want to focus on kind of making the apex a little bit lower. So that's what we're trying to do, and without taking anything off. So this one did take me a while, well, longer than usual, because I usually don't have that much to file off. But I really was focusing on just making it all even, making sure that it looked really nice and tidy before finishing up the nail. And I already mentioned the products that I was using. Everything, as always, is linked down below. If you guys want to see any how-to videos specific, comment down below and let me know. I will keep trying these nails, even though this is like the first time I've done this. I will keep trying them, you know, and hopefully making it better and fixing my mistakes, hopefully not doing them again. And of course I will keep you guys updated and keep posting and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and comment down below or DM me any inspo that you guys want to see me do next. Grabbing my pink buffer blocks from 𝘊𝘰𝘠𝘗, I'm just going to smooth out the entire nail. I was really happy with, you know, the amount of product that I actually debulked. And then I'm going in with the Young Nails swipe and my pink lint-free wipes from Crafts by 9. And now we are going in with my glossy nail wipe gel top coat from my website. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter, you guys, because we have deals for the next few months. I have them ready since I am going to be on maternity leave, but I'm still going to be working on Crafts by 9, and we've been working on just so many new products and new sales, and just, you know, stay updated with all of those by subscribing to our newsletter on our website. So we are applying the top coat, and then I'm going to show you the effect. It wasn't as great as I thought it was going to come out, but it did look really cool, something really different that I don't normally do. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I think it came out really gorgeous anyway, just that the aquarium effect wasn't on 100, but it came out really cool. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.